I was a guy with a lot of, I was like that and like that every time. I got a lot of problem in the school. I got 1 week to control myself. Otherwise, I'm going to be out of the school. And my mother says, that is not going to be possible. But if you take on you, at the end of the years of the school, I will buy to you drums. Wow, strange idea. At the time she told me that, every music I hear on the TV or radio, I never hear the song played, just the drums. She bring me at the shop, I sit, take the stick, and I start to play. And I never stop. And you know what too? It's my best friend I met in my life. And he's still my friend. At 13 years old, I start to find a guy who played the bass, who played the guitar. At 14, my first band. And this is the way, like every musician, do it. So the first time I learned I can have my own style to play. I learned that with my band, the Kungas, was early in the 70s. The band was Afro rock with 2 percussionists, and I love the African music. It's on me. No matter what, if I play a rhythm rock, what is funny, after the band, when I stop after 3 years, we got a lot of success, a lot of tour, and I decided to stop. So I decided to compose and produce my last LPs. It was Love in C minor.
Well, you're on for tonight.
Oh yeah, seems like it, doesn't it? Oh wow, look at him, look at him!
What surprise on Love in C minor when this LP arrived to the public. It was my last LPs, no concession, it's not for the radio, 16 minutes and a half longer, so it's not for the radio. Not singing as a single record. You have singing a little bit like music for film. All people who was dancing on something, he heard the Love in C minor and go out of the dance floor. So I was like, ooh. 2 weeks later, we received a phone call and said, you know what? Yes, the people leave the dance floor, but everybody comes and says, what is it? What is this sound? And that was exciting for me. So we pushed the idea to put a record to some shop to see. Nobody can imagine to do something like that to promote a record. One record shop in France make a mistake. We delivered to him 100 records, 100 vinyl. And he called me 2 days after. I was, wow, you sell in 1 day? He said, no, a stupid guy. We returned to the reseller in New York. If you buy one, the guy, he make a mistake, he sent it yours. So give me more, give me 50 more, and then we'll see at the end of the month. Oh yeah. But the 200 in New York on the reseller, when the guy opened the box, what is it? Here, wow, I'm going to play to the club. The guy was a DJ too. And in the club, the reaction of the public was the same. And more, and the 200 was sold there. When you want to have a career, you have to be lucky. You need a talent, this is course minimum. Otherwise, we have nothing to do here. We have to work a lot, but you have to be lucky. And I was really lucky at that period of time. And Casablanca Records, he make a cover of the records. He tried to see me, where can I find that guy? Because the buzz was enormous. Imagine the producer of that is someone who we know him. He changed his name. No idea it was a French guy from Paris who made that. Hey, if someone knows and can tell us who is this guy in the back of Love in C minor, I shake. And it was real, but it's not my record. So I go to New York.
Vous êtes de nationalité française, mais vous avez enregistré ce disque en Angleterre. Pourquoi?
Ça correspondait mieux et puis j'aimais bien le studio. Ça correspondait exactement au son que je cherchais.
I understand this part, but I don't get the words.
That period, the attitude of a lot of artists on the design, the clothes, the music, whatever. We have something in mind not to sound, to look from anybody else. So when you have this attitude, Supernature was my third LPs. Love in C Minor, huge success. Paradise, same. So in my mind, I was like a guy, like, of course, Paradise worked as Love in C Minor, it's normal, second LPs after big success. So I tried to be different. I was like a kid, you know, in the morning of Christmas, in the morning you go to the tree and see a lot of presents. So Supernature was an experience for me. The first single of my third LP is supposed to be Give Me Love. But Supernature opened the door for me. I passed my life to compose and produce exactly what I want to do, not because my public is blue, so I have to stay on blue. No. Thanks, Supernature. In States, from that period of today, you can do anything you want if it's good. In France was much more compartment. The artists who want to be on the radio, he have to sing in French. Today, it's the same. Sincerely, I passed my career really surprised, one more year. My objective in my life was the pleasure I take when I'm on stage, to feel what you feel on stage. It's a good gift for me because I'm still on stage. A lot of guys told me, like David Guetta or Kevin Harris, or said to me, you opened you made a freeway, you opened the door. Thanks to the DJs, because the DJ plays so much my music. I try to be at the good level to enjoy the people, and it's working. The success was so massive. That success opened to me the opportunity to work with a lot of great musicians, a lot of great people around of me, and you learn that was my DNA in English. My record company said to me, Marc, you have to do as a DJ and perform your music as a DJ. I was like, what? I learned to do it. So I speak with a lot of DJ. First, like David Guetta, for example, he's a friend of mine. Marc, go. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So, you know, that push you. So I learned 6 months. And I did a first set in Paris. And I was surprised the reaction. So my record company said, do another one. And then fast, my first festival was a proposal of first festival. Wow! So I go in. It was 20,000 people. It was magic, and that was the beginning for me to say, I'm going to go in. Why I use a Sennheiser? Because it's the best. Why this question? I can say, it's the best.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more videos just like this.